Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, May 18th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 681 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Mom accused of killing her two kids had been under scrutiny. House call, finding the light of your life. Feds investigating alleged illegal donations to Collins' re-election bid. 13 rocking chairs that aren't your grandma's rocking chair. 64% of millennials have regrets about buying home, poll says. Biden floors electric Ford F-150 in test drive, this sucker is quick. Biden and the squad's late stage heated confrontation on tarmac in Detroit. McConnell expresses surprising openness to January 6th commission. Climate change, ban new gas boilers from 2025 to reach net zero. Florida COVID update for Tuesday, 94 more resident deaths, highest in over a month. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Biden takes new electric F-150 for a test drive, this sucker's quick, CNN. The House passes anti-Asian hate crimes bill, the New York Times. Orange County moves into yellow tier of COVID reopenings, Los Angeles Times. The Warner Media Discovery deal was structured to make a future sale easier, CNBC. Chicago issues new mask mandate allowing fully vaccinated people more freedom in taking off face coverings in most settings, Chicago Tribune. Google, Samsung, and Fitbit team up to save Wear OS, Ars Technica. What should you do at space junk lands in your yard, Lifehacker? Colonial Pipeline hacker DarkSide reaped $90 from 47 victims, Fox Business. Google I/O 2021, the biggest announcements, The Verge. Kylie Jenner says becoming a mom helped her grow so much as a person, Yahoo Lifestyle. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Cindy McCain imagines what late husband John would think of today's awful GOP. 11 health issues doctors are seeing more of due to the COVID-19 pandemic. 9 things that'll take your love for cheese to the next level. Obama reveals the alien question he first asked when he became president. Rep Matt Gaetz receives hard-to-miss message in the sky after pal sex trafficking plea. Not funny, Fox News host is less than pleased with guests' crack about Trump. Trevor Noah burns Rep Jim Jordan with scorching response to his latest gripe. India sets record for COVID-19 deaths even as cases level off. White House throws subtlest of shade at Trump in tax return statement. We're doomed, Stephen Colbert finds a massive flaw in the latest CDC mask guidance. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Suspect accused of killing man during argument. Families waiting on COVID funeral assistance. Police search for driver who hit boy in roadway. Vietnam vet celebrates graduation decades later. Tiger safely transferred to animal sanctuary. Luge recruitment like a roller coaster. Daughter of fallen officer graduates high school. Bee season is underway. Students help build tiny homes for homeless families. Man killed at baby shower identified. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Humanitarian catastrophe deepens in Gaza. Israel and Hamas, what we know about the violence. I'm a trauma surgeon in Israel. In my hospital, we are in this together. Japan is shaken after a detainee, wasting away, dies alone in her cell. How do we fight disinformation? Sign up, coronavirus briefing. U.S. help is falling short in global vaccine drive, experts say. A strange moment for the U.S. economy. Kushner's Israel-Palestine peace plan has failed. How Plessy v. Ferguson turned dissent into a badge of honor. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Mets Kevin Pillar shares update after getting hit in face by pitch versus Braves. Botched stars Dr. Terry Dubrow and Dr. Paul Nassif on how social media has changed plastic surgery. Biden admins mixed messages on fuel pipelines are as muddled as mask mandates. Rep Scala's, Rouser, pipeline cyber attack, shutdown shows where we must invest our energy resources. McKinnon, Grubauer liftoffs 2-4-1 win over Blues in Game 1. Colts change off-season schedule by cutting deal with players. Pujols delivers RBI and debut, Dodgers top Diamondbacks 3-1. Ohtani hits 13th home run, Trout injured in Angels victory. Darvish fans 10 and doubles, Machado HR, Padres beat Rockies. Stahl, Nieder Rider lift Hurricanes past Predators 5-2. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, May 18th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Baseball report, are the White Sox the best team in the majors? This is Frying on Your Soul, possible Toronto rips roof off home, just 2 years after rebuild from October 2019 storm. Penn State to stop using freshman, sophomore terms and others due to male-centric academic history. Jeff Bezos is fascinating because of inspiration, intimidation, invention. Author Brad Stone talks new book Amazon Unbound. Eaglet to be buried in sacred ceremony after nest collapse. Tax refunds delayed as May 17 filing deadline arrives. Pernell Walker on Showtime City on a Hill, Grace Campbell is not all bad and not all good. Watch, Andrew Rannells on Season 3 of Showtime's Black Monday, I've really learned a lot from Don Cheadle. Target no longer requiring face coverings for fully vaccinated guests, staff members. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Boris gathers cabinet amid claims close to nil chance of June 21 unlocking. Rylan Clark Neal pulls out of presenting BBC's Eurovision semi-final due to illness. Precision strike on Hamas sparks speculation about Israeli ninja missiles. Nick Knowles is facing the sack from DIY SOS after breaching BBC rules with Shred Ice TV advert. Israel says it has killed 150 terrorists in Gaza, sunk a Hamas suicide submarine. Drone flyer claims he has proof there are UFOs flying around his suburb on the Gold Coast. Queensland researchers in huge COVID-19 breakthrough as they find a way to kill 99.9% of the virus. Prince William and Kate Middleton's Earthshot Prize adds 18th richest person in the world. Lonely model who campaigned to raise awareness of suicide took her own life, inquest hears. Hotel worker who used customer's card to pay for holiday to Menorca is spared prison for second time. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Under fire, Gazans are running out of electricity and fuel. In Gaza, grief, destruction and all the anger of the universe. COVID-19 live updates. Japanese doctors call for Olympics cancellation amid COVID-19 surge. Belgium envoy's wife uses immunity in alleged soul assault. India scours sea after barge sinks, second adrift after cyclone. Rockets from Gaza rain havoc on Israeli cities in latest war. Israel, Hamas trade fire in Gaza, Palestinians go on strike. Germany, fifth suspect arrested over Dresden jewelry theft. Once a COVID success story, Taiwan struggles with a vaccine shortage. Israeli airstrikes pound Gaza despite ceasefire calls. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Coronavirus live news, India suffers wreck, or daily deaths, Tokyo doctors call for Japan Olympics to be cancelled. Rijksmuseum slavery exhibition confronts cruelty of Dutch trade. Signs of recovery in UK labour market as unemployment rate falls and payrolls rise, Business Live. Redoubt review, a mysterious, mythical movie ballet. NASA leads push for electric planes in next frontier of cutting emissions. Ordered online, assembled at home, the deadly toll of California's ghost guns. How green is Denver if you're black? These residents are about to find out. Indian mosque bulldozed in defiance of High Court order. China divorces drop 70% after controversial cooling-off law. Why deadly hazings could be about to get worse in U.S. sports. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Supreme Court throws abortion fight into center of midterms. Progressives push Democratic leaders to think big on infrastructure. Man killed in shark attack while surfing on Australia coast. California will stay masked for another month. Gas hits highest price in 6 years despite attacked pipeline restart. The IRS says families will receive a bigger child tax credit. How much will you get? Tennessee Gov signs transgender bathroom bill for schools. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Migrants reach Spain's Ceuta enclave in record numbers. Cyclone Tokti, 90 missing at sea in the wake of storm. Amazon in talks to buy MGM Studios for $9 billion, reports. Israel-Gaza violence, Joe Biden calls for ceasefire. Just 20 firms behind more than half of single-use plastic waste, study. Galapagos Islands, erosion fells Darwin's arch. Biden's tax return shows steep fall in income. The woman trailblazer set to take the reins in Samoa. Pfizer vaccine can now be stored in fridge for longer, EU drug regulator says. More than 1 billion sparrows in the world, study finds. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Infections down 50% from last month, child tax credits expanded, covering majority of children, live COVID-19 updates. It's just terrifying, video shows slain 4-year-old being taken from bed before being found dead on Dallas Street. We feel we have the right person. Los Angeles officials arrests is packed in Palisades fire, blaze 23% contained. Webby celebrate 25 years and the 5-word speech. Dangerous and potentially life-threatening flash floods, thunderstorms hammer Louisiana and Gulf Coast. In California, state says vaccinated people must wear masks until June 15, even at national retailers. AP debrief, intense fighting between Israel, Hamas. Phoenix, Aris officials push back on election audit. U.S. to share 80 million vaccine doses with the world, Biden says infections down in all 50 states, latest COVID-19 updates. Jean Smart says she was born to play Hack's role. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Evacuations in Topanga lifted as Palisades fire reaches 23% containment. DMV workers' bribery scheme hits a bump, federal corruption charges. Newsom earned $1.7 million in 2019. His challengers may have to disclose their taxes too. LA County orders Trader Joe's, Walmart and other chains not to relax mask rules. As his murder trial restarts, is Robert Durst's legal saga nearing an end? Citizen app posts image of wrong man as arson suspect in Palisades fire. Even with huge California surplus, Newsom's budget relies on reserves, analyst says. Op-ed, California should protect the work rights of family caregivers. California will wait until June 15 to adopt new CDC mask guidelines. Arson suspect arrested in Pacific Palisades fire. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 18, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs criticizes U.S. $735 arms sale to Israel, says U.S. gives precision missiles to Israel to kill more children with more precision. U.S. approves release of oldest Guantanamo prisoner, a 73-year-old man from Pakistan held 16 years without being charged. U.S. to sell weapon to Israel worth $735 million. I drink cow urine every day, that is why I do not have COVID right now, says Indian ruling party politician. Israeli airstrikes kill 42 and topple buildings in Gaza City. Red Crescent's Gaza office targeted by Israeli airstrike. Entire families wiped out by COVID carnage in rural India. India News, Times of India. Turkey condemns U.S., Austria for inaction, urges world leaders to unite against Israel. Amnesty International calls for ICC war crimes probe of Israeli strikes on Gaza homes. Deliberate attacks on civilians and civilian property and infrastructure are war crimes, as are disproportionate attacks, asserted one Amnesty official. Mexican president apologizes for 1911 massacre of Chinese. 20 firms produce 55% of world's plastic waste, report reveals. Canada declares plastics toxic, paving the way for restrictions. Plastic is now considered toxic under Canada's primary environmental law, the Canadian Environmental Protection Act, CEPA, the Trudeau government announced Wednesday. Israel thanks U.S. for blocking UN statement calling for immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Gaza's main COVID lab ceases operations due to damage from IDF strike. Group of human rights activists representing Uyghurs, Tibetans, Hong Kong residents and others calls for a boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing after talks with IOC lead to no results. The next headlines are from Forbes. Back market raises $335 million to grow refurbished gadget marketplace. Manchester United's transfer dilemma, Jadon Sancho or Harry Kane? Can the Indiana Pacers defeat the Charlotte Hornets to keep their season alive? Greg Larson's club exposes the rough finances of minor league life. Amazon eyes MGM for $10 billion, what other media deals await? Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio launch Social Tourist, a trend-forward apparel brand in partnership with Hollister. The Lakers-Warriors play-in game is bad news for the Jazz and Suns. Supreme Court closes Fourth Amendment loophole that let cops seize guns without warrants. NCT Dream joins BTS and 17 in a massive sales feed in their home country. In appeal for contributions, Oklahoma governor blames Biden for Chick-fil-A sauce shortage. The next headlines are from Nature.com. UNESCO embraces open science to shape society's future. Contrails, tweaking flight altitude could be a climate win. Statistics, unify ecosystems valuation. Virus variants, GSAID policies incentivize surveillance in Global South. The singing neutrino Nobel laureate who nearly bombed Nevada. Ancient human feces reveal gut microbes of the past. Forced nuclear detonation created impossible quasi-crystals. ultra-high energy photons up to 1.4 petaelectron volts from 12G ray galactic sources. Designing nano-sized chemotherapy. COVID vaccines can block variant hitting Asia, lab study finds. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,705,965,465 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. 1,844 and NAB's U.S. distribution, international to Argentina's A School in Cerro Hueso exclusive. Piers Morgan's life stories among BBC Studio Works shows back with studio audiences, Global Bulletin. Lionsgate, 11 films develop music industry drama series starring singer-songwriter Arlo. Ramadan growth for streaming players, NBC CEO Sam Barnett on Ramadan subscription drivers for Shahid VIP exclusive. F9 Feet review, a less furious sequel coasts along on a family plot, as Vin Diesel and John Cena play battling Toretto brothers. Construction starts on Harry Potter attraction in Tokyo. India's Huma Qureshi talks Army of the Dead in fundraising for COVID emergency hospital. Cate Blanchett's Burning Heads. Amazon Prime's expanded production slate in Australia. Sony Music breaks from exclusive China licensing agreement to sign with both Tencent and NetEase. Tencent Music profits increased 10% in first quarter. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Fighting continues between Israel, Hamas after Biden calls for ceasefire. Comic, how a teacher tackled pandemic fears for his students with disabilities. Cyclone hits India on deadliest day of pandemic. Facebook calls links to depression inconclusive. These researchers disagree. You cannot just concede, how one expert explains negotiating with cybercriminals. Report, DHS division failed to analyze intelligence ahead of Capitol violence. As mask mandates disappear, business owners left to make and enforce their own rules. Biden wants to share COVID vaccines globally, here's the activist helping him. It's time for America's fixation with herd immunity to end, scientists say. Biden, Harris release tax returns and return to tradition. The following headlines are from The Week. Stephen Colbert and Seth Meyers count the ways Matt Gaetz is ruined by his wingman's plea deal. The threat of civil war didn't end with the Trump presidency. HBO's prestige ethos was no match for the content wars. The backlash to police reform in Philadelphia. This is your brain on pandemic whiplash. Late night hosts doubt the CDC's mask vaccination honor system is workable, believe UFOs are real. Biden, harboring low expectations, wants Israel and Gaza to give calm a chance. Rudy Giuliani's attorneys say prosecutors are treating their client like a terrorist. Girl Scouts turn plastic bottle caps into park benches that help kids make friends. Survivor's Dave Bickler revises Eye of the Tiger for Colbert's Late Show and Houston's Runaway Tiger. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Texas Republicans are trying to protect trucking companies from lawsuits. The Museum of Fine Arts Houston's botched COVID-19 precautions. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Bright ejector reveals a fresh crater on Mars. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, May 18th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Off Japan's coast, an ancient animal symbiosis comes back to light. The next news is from Politico. EU countries extend sanctions against Russian, Chinese hackers. Palestinians go on strike as violence continues. Kamala Harris broke multiple barriers and found a tricky balancing act on the other side. State losses plague Democrats ahead of redistricting. Cheney, unbound, settles into the bullseye of controversy. Opinion how Biden can be a leader in an Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has none. Val Demings to run for Senate against Rubio. Supreme Court pulls Biden into an abortion fight he didn't want. I'm troubled by it. Dems trash Biden's handling of Israeli strikes in Gaza. Phoenix area Republicans fight back against election fraud claims. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. How a Sydney man's plot to import 500 kilograms of cocaine in a yacht was thwarted. 2 men charged over shocking Point Cook home invasion. Greenwood, English an ongoing concussion battle. 3 to 5 years away, private ownership eyes off AFL clubs. Tech-savvy workers opt for Bitcoin in their pay packets. Commissioner concedes rape investigation language was not appropriate. Lord Mayor questions claims space running out for Brisbane street trees. People living outside QLD would be able to access state's euthanasia scheme. NRL crackdown won't encourage players to tackle low, says Bird. Rabbitohs sweat through bruising training session to prepare for Panthers test. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Colleges turn to software to catch cheaters during the pandemic, inside one school's decision to ban it. Bookwatch, the former CEO of Washington Mutual foresees another housing bubble, and he blames the Fed. Europe markets, possible Universal Music sale pushes Vivendi shares higher, as European stocks march into record territory. Big Short investor Michael Burry makes bearish bet on Tesla. The Moneyist, I care for my mother and sold her house. My sister says half the home belongs to her, and now she wants a loan. What do I do? What's worth streaming? Here's everything coming to Hulu in June 2021, and what's leaving. What's worth streaming? Here's what's coming to Disney Plus in June 2021, Loki, Luca and more. 2 million Americans will lose extra unemployment benefits, here's when it will happen in your state. Tax Watch, come on, it's over a year, spare a thought for these people who are still waiting for their 2019 tax refund. Tax Watch, American families will finally get their child tax credit money, here's when the first payment will arrive. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. The treasurer says his patent box will boost innovation. The evidence says it won't. ARNet. Bly's barrels aided moonshiners opinion journal Patriot.com, Wilkes Journal Patriot. Technology Ford patents in car advertising, safety expert warns against the tech, car advice. Too afraid to ask, how vaccine patents work, North by Northwestern. Samsung initial win in fight over payment patents gets scrutiny, Bloomberg Law. Early focus on damages can streamline patent litigation, Law 360. Usage responds to remarks made by Senator Leahy on World IP Day regarding prior USPTO administration, IPWatchdog.com. Your patent clock is ticking, 3 activities that trigger patent filing deadlines, Entrepreneur. Why every medical practice should care about intellectual property, medical economics. Bizarium, Sluice, Netherlands, Atlas Obscura. The next headlines are from Quartz. Taiwan's FaceTime work culture is hurting its pandemic response. Meme stocks, delisting Chinese telecoms, millionaires versus billionaires. How did Cyclone Tauktae get its name? Nearly 300 Indian doctors have lost their lives in the second wave of COVID-19. We urgently need to change the narrative on AI in the workforce. Why isn't the Modi government giving out cash to help its citizens tide over the pandemic? Nigeria is speeding up plans to roll out 5G nationwide. In photos, the damage caused by the worst cyclone to hit India's west coast in over 20 years. Steve Tsang, the Hong Kong academic calling for dialogue with China. Charles Parton, the ex-diplomat fascinated by China's Communist Party. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Chicago PD oversight says officers racked up 100 misconduct allegations during a single wrong address raid. South Korean real-time video social discovery app might be the new chat roulette, if it can keep out the latest fornicators. Department of Justice sent a grand jury subpoena to Twitter demanding the unmasking of a Twitter user being sued by Devin Nunes. Biden revokes Trump's silly executive order on Section 230, but it already did its damage. New Jersey state legislators think they can get Trump back on Facebook by passing a stupid social media moderation bill. Daily Deal, Zuluik Zero-Bone Conduction Headphones. UK now calling its online harms bill the online safety bill, but a simple name change won't fix its myriad problems. Smart TV makers will soon make more money off your viewing habits than the TV itself. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Colorado avalanche. Kevin Pillar. Roe v. Wade. Matt Gaetz. Justin Hartley. Nick Jonas. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Bill Gates. Kwame Brown. Dalton Gomez. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Sick to my stomach, blood spurts from baseball star Kevin Pillar after he takes 94 miles per hour pitch straight to the face, video. New CDC mask guidance creating a caste system, dividing people into clean v unclean, Economist tells RT's boom bust. Spain returns 1,500 migrants to Morocco after thousands stage massive invasion of its enclave in Africa. Duterte vows to stay strong on South China Sea, continuing maritime patrols, despite gag order on his ministers. Australian PM rejects travel industry's calls for borders to be reopened for vaccinated citizens. Russia announces it won't be blocking Twitter after American tech giant deletes thousands of posts at behest of state regulator. Woke Twitter gets mad as Joe Rogan says giving into cancel culture equals straight white men losing their right to speak. Pentagon uses world's largest secret army of 60,000 undercover operatives to carry out the domestic and foreign operations, media. Foreign minister blaming Gulf states for ISIS was his personal opinion, says Lebanese president. Iran is planning an oil export boost once U.S. lifts sanctions. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. West Coast ports rush to clear record ship congestion before peak season arrives. The Bunker's interview of Bonnie Prince Harry, why the attack on the First Amendment should concern all Americans. Spanish politician banned from Twitter for hate speech after saying a man cannot get pregnant. UK farmer unearths World War II amphibious assault tank that disappeared 74 years ago. Sweden records more than 30,000 cases of side effects tied to COVID jabs. Government scientific advisors admit using totalitarian fear tactics to control people during pandemic, report. Blood on your hands, Erdogan issues worst rebuke to Biden since taking office. US and its allies try to split the world in two. Visualizing the history of psychedelics, Part 1. Liz Cheney, Biden military budget too low despite being highest of all time. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. To achieve net zero by 2050, scrap fossil fuel projects, IEA. Why India's Hindu nationalists are backing Israel on Gaza bombing. COVID sick in India go under trees to raise oxygen levels. No food for days, starvation stalks Tigray as war drags on. Anger in India over arrests for posters asking Modi about vaccine. UAE struggles with new rule to get women on company boards. Tokyo doctors call for Olympics to be cancelled over COVID surge. Hong Kong closes Taiwan office amid rise in diplomatic tensions. As Brazil runs out of water, world could lose out on coffee. I don't feel even 1% safe, an Indian COVID vaccine nurse. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Zeldin, Cuomo's millions from book deal are blood money. Franklin Graham to evangelicals, vaccines bring healing to bodies like Jesus did. Report, men with hunting rifle foils attempted mass shooting at apartment complex. McConnell on Israel, let's leave no doubt where America stands. Tlaib, Biden isn't saying Palestinians deserve human rights, he has to speak out against this violence. Tennessee governor signs law to make bathrooms, locker rooms separate by biological sex. Exclusive, bombshell photos reveal years of meetings between Bloomberg executives and Chinese propagandists in Beijing. NCAA caves, will allow states to place restrictions on trans athletes to host events. Joe Biden supports Israeli ceasefire after pressure from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the left. Ilhan Omar, appalling Biden would allow weapons to be sent to Israel. The next headlines are from UPI News. Watch, kitten saved from traffic takes 80-mile Uber ride to rescue. 7,998 tickets win top prize in lottery drawing with combination 666. Watch, white dolphin spotted swimming with pot off California. Singapore coffee shop workers find large python in toilet. Watch, British Columbia boy doubles own world record for Jenga stacking. Watch, Wisconsin woman's class ring lost in Germany returned 35 years later. Watch, 60-year-old braids of hair donated to Michigan charity. Watch, escaped parrot rescued from Chicago window ledge. Watch, light show with 3,281 drones breaks Guinness World Record. Watch, man balances pool cue on forehead for 2 hours, 16 minutes. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 40 beer fun facts you need to know. 5 facts you didn't know about playing golf. Voles versus moles, the battle under your garden. Level up your photography skills with these top tips. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Instead of dirty looks, a kind stranger laid on the ground to calm boy with autism amid his meltdown. 35 circus elephants arrive in amazing Florida sanctuary to retire among forest, grassland, and 11 watering holes. Paralyzed patient can now write as fast as smartphone by Mint writing with brain signals. New hope for babies born without immune system as gene therapy breakthrough looks like cure. Floating wall scarecrow stops seabirds from diving into fishing nets. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, May 18th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. As lumber prices climb, DIYers cut out the middleman and mill their own. 40% of university students found to be addicted to their smartphone, study says. The app that lets you pay to control another person's life. How would you feel about being able to pay to control multiple aspects of another person's life? A new app is offering you the chance to do just that. 26-foot dick man probably only 1,000 years old. I drink cow urine every day, so don't have COVID. BJPMP Prajayatalkur. Recipe, cicada cookies. Chileans elect woman dressed as Pikachu to draft new constitution. Noel Gallagher, Liam hated Wonderwall, he said it was trip-hop. Giant Marilyn Monroe statue returns to Palm Springs, but its backside faces backlash, NPR. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. EVs and green policies aren't enough. Transport CO2 emissions set to rise 16% by 2050. Here's how you should price your deep tech startup's product. How biased algorithms and moderation are censoring activists on social media. Here's why the AirPods Max don't support Apple Music's lossless audio. The Sonos Roam is an excellent Bluetooth speaker, and we've got the data to prove it. Apple and Amazon make lossless music a free upgrade, but that sucks for artists. Crunch kills, nearly 750,000 deaths linked to overwork every year. Twitter's subscription service may cost $2.99 a month and have an undo tweet feature. Why you should be very wary of AI that processes college video applications. Why on earth is Michelin launching special F tires? The following headlines are from Science Daily. Slow research to understand fast change. Proteins that predict future dementia, Alzheimer's risk, identified. Clinical trial suggests convalescent plasma may improve survival with severe COVID-19. Pet trade may pose threat to bush baby conservation. 4 new species of sponge that lay undiscovered in plain sight. Air quality linked to increased risk of Alzheimer's. Alcohol may have immediate effect on atrial fibrillation risk, events. Pollutants rapidly seeping into drinking water. New evidence of how and when the Milky Way came together. New technology converts waste plastics to jet fuel in an hour. The next headlines are from Information Week. How to take AI ops from a promising concept to a practical reality. How to upskill your staff for AI and machine learning. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, May 18th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. Students to sign and speak to NASA, ESA astronauts in orbit. Kayla Barron joins NASA's SpaceX Crew 3 mission to space station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah's new homeless centers are safer than the closed road home, but drugs still a problem, audit says. Look out for bears, they're more likely to run into people during drought, officials say. Commentary, Jesus wept and so should we. Why crying as a spiritual discipline may change how you see the world. Critical race theory, Second Amendment sanctuary won't be considered during this week's legislative special session. 7 things Utah parents should know about getting their children vaccinated against COVID-19. Police identify man found dead in home after bountiful fire. Charlie Brewer is the perceived favorite to start at QB for Utah football, but Cameron Rising will have a say after shoulder surgery. Bagley cartoon, conspiracy critical race theorists. New York's Penn's Bob Baffert pending Kentucky Derby probe. Grace All scamp, that $1.5 billion is for Utahns, not private interests. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Trump Justice Department, try to use grand jury to identify Nunes critic on Twitter. UK plastic waste being dumped and burned in Turkey, says Greenpeace. Apple wants you to know it chose not to take a cut of $400 billion in physical goods. Rotten Tomatoes is launching a linear streaming channel. Nuclear reactions at Chernobyl are spiking in an inaccessible chamber. Censorship, surveillance and profits, a hard bargain for Apple in China. Parler returns to Apple's App Store. Amid public pressure, Audacity says it will not collect telemetry data from users. Apple and Microsoft's rivalry had cooled, now it's back and getting testier. Apple Music is getting lossless and spatial audio support. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis first responders honored during AMS Week. St. Louis Mayor and City Police Rep explain views on cutting police vacancies. Calls for action to reduce highway gun violence after 70-year-old woman fatally wounded driving on Del Mar. Major case squad says murders of local doctor and 70-year-old woman are connected. You paid for it, modded to spend $31.80 on fixing problematic I-71 curve. City and county leaders meet to address domestic violence concerns. Session over, Missouri lawmakers trumpet sales tax, gas tax increase, and police reform. Missouri judge rules against law stripping state union power. Anesthesiologist identified as Brentwood murder victim. What does new mask guidance mean for unvaccinated kids and their parents? These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Legal expert, nobody wants to be the test case in enforcing San Diego's new mask rules. Attorney, U.S. makes concessions to ease asylum restrictions. Man robs Cricket wireless store at gunpoint. Electric bike share service coming to Encinitas. Local schools to continue mask mandate until end of school year. Yes, your iPhone is taking invisible pictures of you. Ex-CEO sentenced to prison for stealing $1.50 from San Diego startup. New Miss Universe a source of pride for border state of Chihuahua. San Diego County to wait until June 15 to ditch mask requirement. Nonprofit threatens lawsuit over whales found at Naval Base San Diego. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Home security cameras really need to stop letting strangers spy on our lives. The murky world of private spies and the damage they may be doing. The Spy, Spying the Steelers, Intelligence Report. Police looking into sinister report of hidden camera near park. U.S. investigates second sonic attack near the White House. Spy reviews, don't subscribe before reading this review. Hoverwatch reviews, detailed analysis of the monitoring and spying app. Flexi Spy reviews, detailed analysis of the monitoring and spying app. 5 best cell phone tracker apps, after detailed comparative analysis. Safety, privacy concerns raised over Apple AirTags, Tech Central. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Hungary to receive new Lynx fighting vehicles with active protection system. Tractor-trailer carrying Merkava tank catches fire in Israel. 2 U.S. Navy training aircraft collide in mid-air in Texas. Ukrainian Army artillery unit take part in U.S.-led multinational exercise. U.S. Navy to commission USS Mobile on Saturday. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Beijing lights, the music felt ever so more beautiful. Mexican president apologizes for massacre of Chinese migrants in 1911. China's Mars rover landing closes another major gap with U.S. space program. International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia commemorated in China with reports and social media posts. Wu Lai called home as China prepares for World Cup qualifiers. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, May 18, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Caught on camera, 6-year-old boy squirts deputies with water gun. 23 rescued from suspected smuggling boat off California. Fire officials declare start of wildfire season in Santa Rosa. New temporary shelter in San Jose for people experiencing homelessness. Open houses return to the Bay Area with restrictions. 49ers banking on East Bay native, second-round draft pick. Labor shortage hits hospitality industry across Bay Area. 8 arrested, 2 dozen vehicles towed after weekend sideshows in Oakland. Damon Weaver, kid reporter who interviewed Obama, dies at 23. Yes, your iPhone is taking invisible pictures of you. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. New Dutch exhibition takes unflinching look at slavery. Biden plan would pick winners, losers and move to green jobs. Leading off, Mets, Yankees having painful road trips. Contreras homers off Lester as Cubs beat Nationals 7-3. Elk Grove Township teen goes missing. Crystal Lake Parade, Lakewood concert planned Tuesday for American Idol contestant Grace Kinsler. State will phase out eviction moratorium, expand grants for renters. Portion of Lord's Park in Elgin designated as pesticide-free. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. For first time in 50 years, wild fishers born in Washington's North Cascades. Report, tech job postings remain steady in Seattle during pandemic, other sectors lag in recovery. 2020's most popular baby names in Washington, as revealed by the Social Security Administration. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, May 18th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Help wanted, this is who's hiring in Houston. Flash flood watch, here's how much rain you could get. Low-cost airline launches direct flights from Houston to hot destinations. Therapists see influx in people seeking mental health services. 9K breakthrough COVID cases seen in 115 fully vaccinated people. Homeless man charged with attack on woman after Astros game at Minute Maid Park. Josu Flores, 5 years later and nobody has been tried for his murder. Vaccine for UTC could be available in a few years, Duke researcher says. Fire breaks out at high-rise in Texas Medical Center. Ariana Grande married Dalton Gomez in private ceremony, Rips say. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Biden moving to improve legal services for poor minorities. Spain, Morocco square off after 6,000 migrants arrive by sea. EU mulls ways to help defuse Israel-Palestinian fighting. Bosnia authorities move migrants to camp in northern town. The latest, Germany quarantines all in 2 high-rise buildings. Global shares gain despite pandemic, inflation fears. NTUH head refutes rumors of hospital infection in open letter. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. On the media co-host Bob Garfield fired over bullying complaints. Extra, put the fungi in charge of the subway. New Jersey makes it official, all kids will be back in class this fall. Governor Cuomo stands to earn more than $5 million for his pandemic-era memoir. NYC restaurants to Albany, keep lax liquor laws post-pandemic. Radio City Music Hall will reopen at 100% capacity to vaccinated-only audiences. 2021 NYC Marathon returns at 60% capacity on November 7th. NYPD officer says she faced discrimination for wearing a mask at police headquarters. SoCal burritos, complete with fries inside, land in the East Village. Fully vaccinated New Yorkers can go mask-free starting Wednesday, after Cuomo adopts CDC guidance. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Put people before profits for progress. Q&A, on the front line, islands aim to seize climate initiatives. Women leading Somalia's health system. Africa's worsening climate, hey raise how the United States can help Africa. Libya, justice delayed is justice denied, ICC chief prosecutor tells Security Council. South Africa has obligation to better address domestic violence, UN women's rights experts. Mining giant Rio Tinto face environmental, human rights complaint in Papua New Guinea. Over half of LGBTQI students in Europe bullied in school, UNESCO. WFP moves to support families affected by Gaza violence. Vaccine inequity triggers huge disconnect between countries. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Alliance of Democracy Summit, the glass house where the power elite gather to throw stones. Bitcoin energy use is far lower than banking system and gold industry, report. Watch, U.S. Capitol Police gave protesters okay to enter Capitol building. A primer for the propagandized, fear is the mind killer. Gates and Epstein traded advice on Bill's toxic marriage, Jeff's pedo image rehabbed during secretive men's club gatherings. Commander of Space Force unit fired after accusing the military of pushing an agenda rooted in Marxism. Space Force officer's book on Marxism in the military reaches #1 on Amazon after he's relieved. Mega drought nightmare, no water for crops, horrific wildfires, colossal dust storms and draconian water restrictions. Report, UK government scientific advisors admit they use totalitarian fear tactics to control people during pandemic. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. HIV AIDS vaccine, why don't we have one after 37 years? Antarctica is headed for a climate tipping point by 2060. Krispy Kreme is offering island-themed donuts. Prosecutor says trial in Molly Tibbetts' death not going to be pleasant. Biden's paid 25.9% rate and earned $607,336, tax returns show. Was Maricopa County elections database deleted? Yes, the New York City Marathon returns in November 2021. Did The Simpsons predict the 2021 gas shortage? Massive Wizard of Oz memorabilia collection shown in TikTok video. Did a man forge his dead wife's vote for Trump? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Biden's border bungling is doing the GOP's work for it. Why David Alan Grier turned down Saturday Night Live after In Living Color. F-word the Olympics, inside Japan's war to dodge a COVID disaster. They can kiss my ass, climbers rip National Park Service over new rules. How Dems can force Manchin and Sinema to put up or shut up. Republicans are trying to steal your vote, and Dems are snoozing through it. Abortion is on Scott's radar, and Biden is getting heat. The woke white lesbian couple that secretly abused their 6 adopted black kids. The agonizing vigil for Gaza doctor killed by Israel airstrike. The return of Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville is a sign nature is healing. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Andrew Giuliani announces 2022 bid for New York governor. Surfer killed in shark attack at Australian beach. Noah Syndergaard ready for next step toward Mets return. Woman fatally shot in Brooklyn drive-by shooting. FAA proposes $52K fine for man who tried to open cockpit door. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Biden announces 20 million more doses of COVID-19 vaccine will be sent abroad. Some states and businesses lift mask mandates after CDC guidance. Questions remain over mask guidance as many businesses drop requirement. The return of the cicadas. Scientists fear another pandemic as humans continuously encroach on wildlife habitats. CDC updates face mask guidance as U.S. COVID cases decline. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. NYC Controller candidate Brian Benjamin nets endorsement from former Rep. Charles Rangel. Long hours at work is killing people worldwide, WHO. Warner Media, Discovery to combine into one standalone media company. Don Lemon set the internet on fire over name change to show. Don Lemon debuts new CNN show with tweak title, Don Lemon Tonight. EU regulators say Pfizer vaccine can be kept in the fridge for longer. Record number of migrants make their way to Spain's Ceuta enclave. Federal Aviation Administration seeks to fine unruly passenger $52,500 in crackdown against problem flyers. Coast Guard rescues 23 people on a boat off the coast of San Diego. Alleged cop beating Capitol rioter under house arrest after shooting a mountain lion. The following headlines are from military.com. Not so fast, vets, mask mandate still in place at VA hospitals. Pentagon needs better data on domestic abuse in the military community, audit finds. Two Navy T-45 trainer aircraft collide in Texas, one pilot treated for minor injuries. These are the 5 planes vying to be AFSOC's new armed overwatch aircraft. More than 70 years after he died fighting for his country, a soldier from SC returned home. Navy wants to build 10K homes, 2 hotels and more on California site. Louisiana man to command modern version of World War II era ship. More female soldiers are passing the ACFT, but their scores still trail men's. Calls mount for Gaza. Israel ceasefire, greater U.S. efforts. Afghan ceasefire ends amid calls for fresh peace talks. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Column, Trump-fueled election lies must be ground to dust. It will take everyone's voice to do it. When COVID-19 hit, study abroad students scrambled to get home. Will those programs resume this year? Some schools say there's still too much uncertainty. Lightfoot has named interim leader for Chicago Civilian Police Watchdog Agency, official says. Illinois could require schools to teach fully in person this fall but has not issued the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Shots fired at River Oaks Mall in Calumet City, no injuries reported. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, Pritzker says state will follow CDC guidelines on masks, new COVID-19 cases and deaths dip to lowest levels in many weeks. Man, 45, charged with attempted murder after 2 Chicago police officers shot. 15-year-old shot while walking dog in Washington Park, police say. Medline and Sterigenics haven't reported cancer causing ethylene oxide emissions to the EPA's pollution inventory for years. Chicago temperatures to soar to mid-80s as rain may end spring's record dry spell. The following headlines are from phys.org. Epigenetic study draws link between hatchery conditions and steelhead trout fitness. Study shows erosion of ant genome tied to loss of functional, behavioral and social traits in 3 anguilline species. Intensive agriculture could drive loss of bees and other tropical pollinators. The environmental trade-offs of autonomous vehicles. Newly discovered quasi-crystal was created by the first nuclear explosion at Trinity site. 21 dead, 96 missing as cyclone batters COVID-stricken India. No new fossil fuel projects for net zero, IEA. Linguistic and biological diversity linked. Indigenous co-management essential for protecting, restoring Bears Ears region. NASA launches rocket in search of Aurora answers. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, May 18th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Report says Myanmar internet a virtual battlefield. Australian bowlers call for end to sandpaper gate innuendo. Poland's main Belchatao power plant crippled by outage. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, May 18, 2021. Horoscopes May 18, 2021, Tina Fey, a steady pace forward is in your best interest. Bridge, May 18, 2021. Ask Amy, I said something that hurt her, and now I'm worried what she'll do. Harriet Cole, whenever I go jogging, my neighbor is on the same route, is he stalking me? Miss Manners, are there special rules when I visit my married ex-girlfriend? Dear Abby, my ex-husband sucks the joy out of our family, should I consider him dead? Possible mechanical issue forces flight to return to SJC. Newsom's income went up in first year as California governor. 2 teens arrested in connection with San Mateo homicide. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Senate Republicans press Democrats with resolution condemning Hamas, backing Israel. Gavin Newsom's income rises significantly in first year as governor. Charles County Sheriff's deputy shot in Waldorf trying to serve warrant. Joe Biden picks Land Plum senior advisory jobs with administration after derailing. Maricopa County Board calls for end of grift disguised as an audit. Inside the Beltway, new citizen Steve Hilton's love for America. Sex offender surge in the U.S. amid wave of illegal immigration. Courtroom suicide, man kills himself after verdict. Joe Biden backs ceasefire in Benjamin Netanyahu call. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris 2020 tax returns released by White House. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Stephen Donziger describes contempt case as a charade as trial comes to a close. Pentagon plans to monitor social media of military personnel for extremist content. Hamas official denies group used destroyed Gaza media tower for intelligence. The right-wing web lobbying for Puerto Rican statehood. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, May 18, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Portable, affordable, accurate, fast, team invents new COVID-19 test. A new meta-analysis supports elective revascularization and medical therapy. Scientists debut most efficient optical retinas, devices that harvest power from heat. Researchers announce new discovery to evaluate tuberculosis treatments. How to become anti-social. A randomized trial comparing imaging-guided PCI with Orcero versus Zins. Black, Hispanic and Asian populations saw greatest rise in cardiac deaths during pandemic. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Chicago police officer injured in South Loop traffic stop. Horoscope for Tuesday, May 18, 2021. Cubs spoil John Lester's return to Wrigley Field with 7-3 victory. Are COVID-19 jobless benefits keeping healthy, able-bodied workers at home? Republicans, Pritzker disagree. Funeral for men killed in explosion near Starved Rock to be held Tuesday. Person fatally shot in West Pullman. Group pushes county to replace Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day. Pray for me, said the cat to the bird. Bears sign LB Austin Calitro mid-off-season program. Black Caucus backs civilian police oversight compromise over Lightfoot's objection. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, May 18, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Op-ed, our leaders cannot leave Houston tenants behind. Spinning records and banging heads with metal midgets host Jim Florentine. Houston Texans posted in Vegas as underdogs in all 17 games in 2021. 5 things I hated about Resident Evil Village. The Houston Press has a food editor opening. Here's how to apply. Abbott pulls plug on $300 weekly Fed's extra unemployment checks for jobless Texans. Tonight's performance of Fatherland at the Gordy rescheduled. Is Governor Abbott willing to give up power to hold on to his job? Ranking the Houston Texans 2021 road trips for fans. How soon is too soon for TV comedy to address tragedy and trauma? The next headlines are about world records making news. Bad weather delays Torquay paddler's world record attempt in your area. Confirmed, Joshua Cheptegei will take a crack at Daniel Koeman's legendary 3,000-meter world record on Wednesday, Let'sRun.com. The essential Olympic stories, Michael Phelps, bullet with butterfly wings, Eurosport.com. Hitting it out at the park, baseball card legacy could smash records, Reuters. Fanton and Dadeon shatter world records at Para Euros Day 2, swim. I-40 bridge shutdown impacts canoers attempting to break world record, Kate. 19-year-old swimmer Kaylee McKeon breaks 3 Australian records in 3 days, women's agenda. World record prices claimed for Speckle Park cattle at Blueprint Opportunity Sale, The Weekly Times. Rago Design Auctions bring in $10 million with a world record smashed for Tiffany, Artfix Daily. Hudsonville senior looks to set new Guinness World Record, WZZM13.com. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Game of Thrones Natalie Emmanuel will star in Dracula-inspired horror movie The Bride. Amazon hoping to invoke the power of positive affirmations to reduce workplace injuries. The Muppets didn't deserve this. California City settles for $350,000 after suing bloggers for opening Dropbox links it sent them. Overworking is a major killer worldwide, WHO study finds. Bulgaria's griffon vultures have made a remarkable resurgence. Oxygen is a claustrophobic sci-fi thriller of non-stop reveals. Leaked police docs show a lot of disturbing but also dumb plans made by the Boogaloo Bois. Joe Biden dares to improve Americans' quality of life with energy-efficient appliances. Attack the Block 2 with John Boyega and Joe Cornish is finally a go. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Rafah in Saudi Arabia at 118.22 degrees Fahrenheit or 47.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Dome Cii in Antarctica at minus 87.34 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 66.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Biden pledges to share 20 million COVID-19 vaccine doses with the world. Apple's M1 is a fast CPU, but M1 Max feel even faster due to costs. Apple Music subscribers will get lossless and spatial audio for free next month. Rocket Lab reviewing data after its second Electron failure in a year. CDC defends its abrupt reversal on masks after backlash from experts. AT&T to spin off Warner Media, basically admitting giant merger was a mistake. Forget multiple cameras, Sharp phone has one giant 1-inch camera sensor. City pays $350,000 after suing hackers for opening Dropbox link it sent them. It's not enough to trust science on vaccines, others have to as well. Why Roblox's definition of games is key to the Epic versus Apple case. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Scrutiny increases of Gates after Microsoft affair surfaces. Self-proclaimed billionaire Trump taking tens of thousands in pension payments since leaving office. Wrongfully convicted U.S. brothers to receive $84 million. What the HBO, Warner Media and Discovery deal means for streaming fans. The Supreme Court just gave a boost to crooked corporations. Hundreds of PPP loans went to fake farms in absurd places. When your dream job is a nightmare. Gaza's enhanced rocket technology challenges Israel's defenses. Another dangerous fire season is looming in the western U.S., and the drought-stricken region is headed for a water crisis. As the Palestinian minority takes to the streets, Israel is having its own Black Lives Matter moment. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Retail workers are pissed off about the end of masks in stores. Jolts of new music from, almost 97-year-old, Marshall Allen, Carlos Neo, Giggle the Ozone. America fumbled the pandemic, Michael Lewis shows us how it happened. Greenhouse emissions are messing with the stratosphere, a new study reveals. Is Georgia about to hand its universities to a climate-denying MAGA stalwart? Documents show Trump officials used secret terrorism unit to question lawyers at the border. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Capturing polarized light in search for alien plans, Mirage News. Scientists use new strategy to identify alien life on other planets, open access government. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Our ever-changing brains, the importance of neuroplasticity, now powered by Northrop Grumman. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Age reversal breakthrough as scientists just 50 moves away from controlling biology, Daily Express. Ajax Therapeutics reports first quarter 2021 financial results and provides business update, StreetInsider.com. How to reverse aging, supplements and lifestyle changes researchers swear by, InStyle. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, May 18, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. 60 Minutes, UFOs regularly spotted in restricted airspace. UFO sphere filmed entering ocean by another Navy ship, USS Omaha. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, May 18, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.